Are our benefits actually useful, or are they just collecting dust? Let's talk about something that makes a lot of HR leaders a little nervous. We offer benefits to support employees with real life pressures, like caregiving, but nobody seems to use them. So the questions start. Are they too generous? Are people abusing the system? Should we scale back? But here's what you need to ask first. Do people even know they exist? Do they trust they can use them without penalty? Are they structured in a way that actually meets real life needs like caregiving, mental health, chronic illness, or family crises? Because offering support on paper does not mean it is working in practice. So let's unpack why so many employee support benefits can sit unused and what it actually takes to make support real. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Anna Thomas. I'm a physician, leadership speaker, caregiver advocate, and corporate wellness specialist. I help organizations strengthen their workforce and create workplaces where people and performance can thrive together. Even as we enter an era of AI, automation, and agentic teams, the future of work is still human, and that work is changing dramatically. But at the same time, employees are navigating complex personal and professional pressures that are only going to escalate in the coming years. For example, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we will see an exponential increase in the number of older adults who will need caregiving support. Who will be providing that care? Working adults. Right now, 63 million Americans are caregivers. That's 1 in 4 adults, with more than half of them currently working full-time. Those numbers are expected to increase and will have a tremendous impact on our communities and, yes, even our workplaces. And caregiving is just one example of a personal stressor that will impact the workplace. Mental health, chronic illness, stress, and burnout are all on the rise, and the organizations that will thrive are those that lead with care, culture, awareness, resources, and empowerment. Care. Through this series, I share practical strategies, leadership tools, and insights to help you create cultures that support well-being, strengthen engagement, and retain top talent. If you'd like a clear starting point, then check out my free training, The Future of Work is Care. The link is below. And while you're there, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another leader who is ready to build a workplace that cares. Let's get into today's topic. I've watched too many employees, especially caregivers, spiral into burnout while their workplace quietly assumes we have a policy for that. I've also spoken with HR leaders who were frustrated. We rolled out backup care, but barely anyone uses it. We extended leave, but no one's taking it. We trained our managers, but the team still doesn't bring up what they're juggling at home. So what's happening here? This disconnect is not about lazy employees or flawed intentions. It's about the massive gap between what is offered and what is actually accessible. So in this video, we're going to cover why benefits get overlooked or underused, what makes a benefit truly usable, how to assess your current offerings, and how to make sure your support system is not just a policy on paper, but a practice. So let's get into it. You might be offering backup child or elder care, caregiver resource guides, paid family leave, flexible scheduling, mental health support, manager training, and that's great. But here's the problem. If people don't use them or don't feel safe using them, they might as well not exist. And when we dig deeper, 3 patterns may show up: low awareness, low trust, and low fit. Let's unpack each one. Here's what employees may say behind the scenes. I didn't know we had that. That's too complicated to access. I don't want to be seen as someone taking advantage of the system. My manager doesn't seem to support this. If I use it, will I be seen as less committed? Sounds helpful, but I'm not sure it's going to fit my situation. That's why the build it and they will come theory doesn't work. You have to normalize, simplify, make access easier. Because no benefit is useful if people believe that it comes with a cost to their reputation, their own advancement, or their own standing in the company. And if you want people to actually use a support, then your benefit needs to be visible. If your employees have to dig through 19 tabs on an internal portal to find support, you've already lost them. So solutions? Mention support for caregiving, mental health, life transitions, chronic illness in their onboarding, in the town halls, in team updates, HR updates. Mention it often. and build some talking points for your leaders to include in their one-on-ones. Include simple examples of when and how people have used the support, with their privacy protected, of course. Visibility sends a message. This is not a hidden perk. It is part of how we operate because we want every member of our team to succeed. The second part is psychological safety. Even the best benefit will go unused if people think it will cost them something. And this is so often seen in mental health support. Support must be modeled by the leaders. When senior leaders mention it, usage rises. If it's endorsed by their manager without eye rolls, without hesitation, or mixed messages, and it becomes culturally accepted with no quiet shaming or side comments about special treatment. So ask yourself, what unspoken message do we send about using the support? And then address what is unclear about it. The third element is practical fit. Many benefits are designed for the idealized employee, someone who has a predictable schedule, someone whose caregiving or health needs are neat and time-bound, someone who can take PTO without financial strain. But real life doesn't look like that, right? Real employees manage care across time zones. They're juggling shifting medical appointments. They're supporting their parents and their spouses and their children, or more than one person at a single time. They're navigating their own mental health needs or their chronic conditions that can flare unexpectedly. Your benefits must also be able to flex to these realities. That might mean portable flexibility, emergency care or backup support, splitting schedules, protecting performance reviews that account for temporary accommodations. The best benefits bend without breaking the system. All right, let's look at how to make this real. Step one, audit with empathy. Ask, what benefits actually get used and why? Who is not using them? What barriers exist? Are we collecting not just the stats, but also the stories? Use this data to revise support, not to remove it, but to revise it. Step two is to communicate like it matters because it does. Don't bury it in an HR email that no one reads. Make it real. For example, you might say, last quarter, 17 of our employees used our backup care benefit. Here's what it meant for them, and include a testimonial. Here's how flexible hours helped one team stay on track during a health or a caregiving emergency. Share real human stories. Step three, train your managers to be gateways, not roadblocks. Give managers simple scripts. For example, hey, just a reminder, guys, if you're supporting someone at home, you're navigating a tough season, there are benefits available. Let me know if you want help figuring out what's possible. Managers should not be the reason someone hides. They should be the reason someone feels safe to ask. If you've invested time, money, and effort into benefits that you thought would help, but they are not landing, here's what I want you to know. Doesn't mean that you failed. It means it's time to listen again. The needs might have shifted. It means your people trust you enough to want more from you. Don't back away. Dig deeper, get curious, and keep building a workplace where support is not just offered, it's actually felt. That is how you earn trust. That is how you build loyalty. That is how you lead. In our next video, we're going to talk about how managers can empower employees to balance real life without burning out. We'll talk about the real tension that managers feel and how to support both your people and your team's performance. You can click here to watch it now. Remember, in this age of AI, the future of work is still human. So let's create workplaces that care.